What is up? Early start to the week. It's Sunday. We're over here at El Rio Barbecue, which is the go-to spot for cornhole in Puerto Vallarta. Two buddies have birthdays, throwing a birthday tournament, and I've been talking a lot of smack. The first ever tournament we had here, I won, and I haven't been able to make one since. So I need a big showing here today, and we'll see if we can get it done. Alright, so I went into the tournament with an untested partner. Sorry, Al, I still love you. We drew the number one team in the first round, and they smoked us 21-0. The second game, we played better, but we still lost and got bounced out of the tournament. I was pretty pissed. But then, Kyle,
Oh, hey Cap, how's it going?
who I normally play with, showed up and was like, hey, let's start challenging people to money rounds. We smoked about 4 people in a row. The tournament ended. The winners of the tournament challenged us, and we smoked them too. So basically, I won the tournament. Alright, Thursday afternoon, just finished the work day, customer bloom. Got some great progress done in the office. I got the surf rack set up, got all this crap put away and organized. And now I'm going to shoot over to Sayulita to check out a longboard that I saw that's for sale. And grab a quick chat with an influencer who lives over there, Curt Barter, who's big time. I'm not typically into influencers, especially after I saw that Firefest documentary. Holy crap. But this guy, he's pretty cool, and he pushes, he's super into veganism, and he's pushing that healthy lifestyle. So he's really cool. I'm going to chat with him, being as I'm trying to do this vegetarian dinner one day a week, which we actually did last night. So we'll see what he's got to say. Dude, who is living the dream harder than you are? What's that? I said, who is living the dream harder than you are right now? Are you kidding me? My very bad. And so, no, this just started as sort of like a New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Because I've never been like a goal setter.
Right.
And I was like, this is stupid. I should just set some goals this year, but how am I going to keep myself accountable? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just start filming a vlog. Yeah. And that'll be my way of sort of like staying on top of it.
Totally. Yeah.
And so one of the things that one of my goals was to eat vegetarian once a week.
Decent.
And that's like straight up because of following you on Instagram.
Really?
Like your posts get
I vibe with that. That's awesome, man. I'm glad I'm making some kind of difference. I thought I was just like sending this stuff out there and everyone was kind of just like, all right, whatever this crazy guy says. But
no, man. I mean, the posts, I mean, for years, like the more you see about global warming, I mean, that's the main thing to me.
Yeah,
it's just like
for sure.
Irresponsible to eat
Absolutely.
meat, right? So
Absolutely.
I'm like, I feel like an asshole. Less so that I feel like, you know, I'm worried about animals, but I get that side too.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So I was like, all right, let's take a baby step.
Yeah.
My wife's totally down with it.
Yeah.
And but then as soon as I said it, I was like, I'm gonna regret this because this is gonna be so hard for me. And like, But last night, like, I knew I was gonna hook up with you today,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, all right, let's just eat vegetarian tonight. So
Yeah.
we made a super good salad. It was awesome. Felt full.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, maybe we can do this.
Yeah.
But so I wanted to chat with you about, like, because you're hardcore vegan, right?
Hardcore, yeah.
Since when? For how long?
I've been hardcore probably for the past at least 6 months now. At least 6 months hardcore vegan. Before that, I was not eating any meat or any dairy for at least, it's been probably 2 years now since I cut out meat and dairy. I was eating fish.
Dairy messes you up.
Yes, that was honestly the main reason why I stopped and I started going down this road was because I was messed up by the dairy.
Really?
I literally started tracking and I started researching because my allergies back in Canada were just beyond anything. I just couldn't be around cats, couldn't be around dogs, couldn't be around dust mites. Like, it was just brutal. Like,
Really?
nothing but allergies all the time. And I started researching it and I just started stumbling upon stuff that was saying, like, hey, if you there's little things that it was saying, like, hey, if you eat the bee pollen from the area, you can you build up a tolerance to the different flowers and stuff within the area, or the ragweed. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But then I started researching more, and it was like, people were like, listen, I cut out dairy and it eliminated 80% of my allergies.
Really?
So I was like, okay, that's like, that's a big, that's a
huge.
big improvement. So I was like, you know what, I'll just try it out. I'll see what happens. I let me switch to almond milk and not eat yogurt and stuff like that. And like within 2 weeks, I was already noticing like huge improvements
Really?
with my allergies. And yeah, and they were like crippling. Like these are like everyday reacting. Like,
It's interesting. I
Yeah.
never knew that because
Yeah.
I've never had allergies and
Uh-huh.
I've never liked milk, like
Yeah.
even as a baby. So
Right.
I don't consume much dairy as it is, other
Yeah.
than cheese, I would say.
Uh-huh.
But like, I've been, dabbling with coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and just having regular milk in my coffee just jacks my stomach.
Oh, for
up
sure.
so bad.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, it's just that little bit of cream, and that's concentrated dairy. So like, you're getting that shot of lactose or whatever it is that you'd be consuming in that little shot in your coffee, and then it's spiked because it's heated up as well. So yeah, as soon as I cut out dairy completely, I was like, whoa, this is like huge. Like,
Yeah.
I feel amazing just from the no dairy, right? So then I was still eating eggs occasionally because, like, when I was going to the gym, I was like, listen,
Yeah, I like eggs.
yeah, of course. And I was like, listen, I'm going to the gym, I need protein, right? So I was like, what has protein? Eggs has protein, right? Chicken has protein. That's what we've been taught all along, that, you got to eat animal protein to get a sufficient protein. So I was like, okay, eating eggs all the time, pretty occasionally, and still noticing like some stomach problems, allergies were still not quite there yet. And they were still pretty bad. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna, like, I started really going into veganism. Like, what really triggered it for me was I saw 2 documentaries. One was called Earthlings, and the other one was Forks Over Knives. And Cowspiracy is another really good one too.
Cowspiracy
Yeah.
is the one that really I was
Yeah.
like, oh man,
Yeah.
we are assholes.
Yeah, exactly. that one really opens your view up to like our impact on the earth of when we're consuming animal products, for sure. But the Earthlings was the one that really changed me because
Haven't
it was
seen that one.
it goes in, and it's not going to be on Netflix. You're not going to find it anywhere. You'll have to go download it or purchase it. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube if you go looking for it. And they just brought another one out called Dominion that was released last year. But they basically go into the slaughterhouses and show the animal agriculture and the practices that is actually going on. Like, because
I'm sure it's disgusting.
you really don't think about it, right? When you see that piece of meat in the grocery stores, you don't really think about everything that's gone on behind it. And it's just awful. Like, you go into those, and I actually recently forced my mom to watch it with me, and she just went full vegan like right after that.
Really?
Yeah, like.
So, like, all right, tell me about that. Do you think that's, well, I guess it is realistic if your mom just did it, but the idea for me of going like from, if grown up eating to full vegan right away off the bat would be insane.
I think there should be a gradual change. Like, she like, she saw what I was doing, and she was like, listen, I'm gonna just dive right into it. But I definitely recommend doing a slower approach and coming off of it easily, like what you're doing. Like, start like a vegetarian meal like once a day, and then you go to like like maybe you're
I'm just doing once a week.
once a week. Okay, so one meal a week, or okay, so
One dinner a week.
One dinner a week, say. So then you'll graduate to like one full day of vegetarianism, and then you'll go to like 2 days, and then you'll start to go, and you'll be like, wait, this is actually so easy. Like the thing is, because once you're used to eating all those animal products, right? That's all you think about, right? Like that's what you think about. That's what breakfast is supposed to be. But I was like, I never thought about it. But after I started going vegan, the meals I made were so much more vast and had so much more flavor, because before, like, animal products is like 0.9% of like all food, and then the rest is all these different like every kind of different
That's
vegetable.
interesting when you think about it that way.
Like crazy. It's only like chicken, meat, eggs, and stuff like that. It's such a small percentage of food, whereas like there's a vast majority of other stuff that is all out there that we just never really think to eat. You just think about it as like side dishes to your...
Well, I feel like that's the hardest part for me when I think about really doing it, is what to make. So
Right.
like, all right, cool, let's eat vegetarian tonight. I'm like, all right, well, what the heck are we
Exactly.
gonna
You're like,
wow.
wow. Yeah. Like I've talked to people. They're like, well, I've never tried anything vegan. I'm just like, you never tried an apple? You've never tried a banana? That stuff's all vegan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's tons of different options out there. But I totally know what you're saying, because you need to, if you're new to it,
you need a plan.
Yeah.
Or a guide or something.
You need something.
Is there a website that you love where you get your favorite recipes or something like that?
So what I do a lot, there's a few YouTubers that I follow. I think one of them is Simnet Nutrition. He's a guy that did a switch to a vegan diet. He's like bodybuilding now, and he like shows all kinds of different stuff he makes. And it's crazy how fast it is to make these meals that you don't really think about. It's like, but
Well, what about, like, I love cooking, right?
Right.
So do you have like go-to meals where you're like, this is like a full-on
Staple?
feels like a real dinner?
Okay.
Like
filling staple meals. I probably have like a go-to, probably like 5, maybe 6 different meals. Like I always have a vegetable juice in the morning. So I have a cold pressed juicer, and I have to start every morning with fresh vegetable juice. So that gets all my like micronutrients, my magnesium, all the minerals that our bodies require. That I can get from the vegetable juice, because if you eat the vegetables, there's a ton of fiber in there.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, oh well, if you remove the fiber, there's no point of eating, because but if you eat those vegetables, they're really hard to digest because they're full of fiber, right? So I want to pack in as many nutrients as I can. But
it's important not to just juice fruit, right? Because
yes,
that's just straight sugar.
It is straight, not straight sugar, but I recommend people to juice their vegetables and to consume their fruits whole, or put them in smoothies, or however they like it. But don't.
Dude, your smoothies look insane.
Some of them are pretty great, and like
what the heck? When I'm trying to make a smoothie at home, it does not look like what I see on your
It's all about the
Instagram.
blender. It really all comes down to the blender. That I learned that only recently, because I had like the Magic Bowl, the little one that's like $100 or something like that. I had that one, and I was watching videos that make stuff, and it was just like chunky mess. And then I'd like try to put greens in it, and I would just like be picking like kale out of my teeth and stuff. I was like, this is not really fun. And then I was like, you know what? I saved up and I bought a Vitamix. I split it with my friend, and that's game changer.
So that's the deal.
That's
right.
you have to have a proper blender for sure.
So what about dinner?
Dinner?
Yeah. Do you have any go-tos? You're like, dude, you'll love this.
Yeah. Okay. So what I've been making recently is these. I've been making these black bean burgers. So what I do is you take like cilantro, garlic powder, onion, and then you take the black beans, and then you put like a little bit of some kind of like I use amaranth like pea milk, just like a little splash, just to like soften it up a little bit, and then you put that on the blender, and then you can make these patties and just grill them up on a pan or on a barbecue, however you need to. Those are really delicious. No bun, no nothing. You just put some like sriracha or Valentino on top of it. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. And another go-to. A lot of the times I make a lot of like quinoa and quinoa and rice like mixed together, and then on top of that I'll make like a black bean like stir fry with a ton of veggies in there, some blended tomatoes, and then add some water just to make it like almost like a stew kind of. You put that all on top of the quinoa, and then I make a guacamole on the side and stuff like that. And that's like filling. Like I make that, and then I have another meal like the next day, because it's like it makes so much food, right?
Have you ever heard of this company They make fake chicken, and they're in like New Zealand.
Is it just chicken?
They might make one other thing, but they started with just chicken.
Just chicken.
And it's like the best one I've seen. Like they flew in chefs, nobody can tell the difference. They're like, this is amazing. But it's only in New Zealand, and I think maybe Australia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are they not exporting it? I don't get it. I guess they're just going really slowly with it. But I'm like, if I had that, I would be good. Like, no, I
like
can no problem give up red meat for the most part.
So it's basically like a plant protein chicken.
Yeah.
Really, that's interesting. I've tried a few.
I think it's from like peas.
Peas. Okay. And I know there's another one called Beyond Meat that's in the States, and it it literally like bleeds like meat.
Right.
Like it's like so legit. And like,
have you seen any of that kind of stuff here?
I've never. No. Yeah. I've seen. There's veggie burgers and stuff like that, but they don't taste like meat. I've never seen anything that's like, there's actually a guy in town that makes everything out of yucca fruit, so jackfruit, and he makes everything he makes chorizo and what else does he make?
Is it good?
Oh, it tastes just like it.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
Here in Sayulita?
Yeah, he's at the market on Fridays, and it's insane. Like I just don't. We buy it, and we're just like, how it doesn't. There's no difference. The texture is exactly the same. The flavor is because the flavor is basically just adding the spices and seasonings to it that you would to the meat originally, and the jackfruit, like once it's shredded, is just very similar to like pulled pork. So he's got like a pulled pork.
That's what this chicken looks like. It's like that.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was like,
no way.
Yeah, it tastes exactly like it, and it's.
When's the market here? Saturdays?
Friday from 9 till 2. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because one of my goals is like, all right, if I can get the vlog big enough to get some like sponsorships going, I want to do it. I want to go to New Zealand just to try this.
Oh
chicken.
my god, that'd be badass. Yeah, seriously, that'd be super cool.
Because chicken is what I eat all. Stuff.
I know, and that was one of my staples too, for sure. Like I was, and this all happened only over like the past like maybe 3 years where I transitioned out of it.
But you're not going back, right? You
no,
seem like
I see no benefit to going back. Like I had no. Like I've just seen so many positive changes on going vegan that like there was nothing that I was like, oh yeah, I kind of miss that. You know what I mean?
And are you so like for me, if I started doing this, I was like, oh, this is super good, and you know what, I'm not hungry, and like I'm totally cool with this. But then I fly back to Philly and I'm like, yeah, I want a cheesesteak. I would have no problem eating that one off. Are you to the point where you're like, I can't? I'm not super hypocrite, or just like your body?
Not even the hypocrite part. It's just like my body rejects it. I'm at the point where like I will walk past a chicken stand or something like that, and I like almost like I gag because I've seen what happens to these chickens. I've seen what happens in those documentaries, and I know what's like going on and the practices in them, and I'm like, oh, I just can't fathom to put myself back in that place. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to get into all like the parasites and all that kind of stuff, but like just knowing kind of like what's going on and what meat like does to our bodies, it just kind of blows me away that like I can't even think about eating it. You know what I mean? Like and a lot of people, I mean, so we don't have to dive into the whole science of things, but like there's certain species that are designed to eat certain things, right?
Right. Yeah, I've seen this stuff about like
the teeth and the digestive system and the acid within the stomach. Like carnivores have like a super high, very acidic stomach acid, whereas we do not. We just simply don't have the capacity to break down that kind of meat. So it just kind of ferments in our intestines and just causes all these problems. Whereas and you see like the teeth of a carnivore, like they have these giant like canine teeth, and like they don't have molars, they have like more teeth for like chewing.
What's the flip of that? I've always wondered when I see that stuff. I'm like, all right, well if that's true, then is there science behind like do vegetarians live way longer than normal people?
Well, they definitely look. There's like a few of them out there that because veganism and vegetarianism, I believe, has only really become a trend in the past like 15 years, maybe.
Oh, really?
Maybe even less, you know what I mean? But there's some that are like hardcore that have been doing it for like 45, 50 years. And there's like one lady or two of these ladies that are like 75 years old. They look like they're 45. It's crazy. It's insane. And they're still like running every day, going to the gym. It's just like, whoa, like, and they have no health problems. It's just like, okay, that's like pretty insane to see that and compared to like.
That's the other big thing is like cancer is the worst, right?
That's like the number one, like that and heart disease. And those two things are like, they're doing a lot of studies, but like, that those two things are, a lot of them are from dietary reasons, you know,
Right.
the meats and the
Yeah, I believe that, which
Yeah.
is why that's kind of the other part of it where I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, let's at least take a baby step
Yeah.
and see where this goes.
totally.
But you have to send me, because that's my biggest thing is when I sit down, I'm like, all right, what are we going to eat tonight?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
that is like too challenging, then it's like, all right, maybe tomorrow night.
Totally, and I totally agree with you there. I'll send you some recipes. For me, I do notice some problems too. Like when I'm thinking about, you know, what am I gonna eat, what am I gonna have, and especially if like we're going out here in town, you know, there's only a few places you can go where you can like, you know, order something that
Do you eat pizzas?
I do, and I go and I bring. I'm that guy
That's
that.
like an easy one.
Yeah, I bring my own cheese. I'm that guy. I show up. I have this vegan cheese that I get from Costco, and it's like tapioca and I think potato based, and they make it into this like, you know, they shred it up, and it's just like cheese. And I went with
It melts like cheese. And
yeah, I went with my buddy Jacob. You know Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with him the other day, and he's like, do you mind if I try it, like for just to test it out to see if I notice the difference? And at the end, he was like, I actually prefer that over regular cheese.
Interesting.
You know?
No way.
So, you know, there's options out there. Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Because that would be cool. Like, if pizza, that's an easy no.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, like that's just a no-brainer. Just like bring that cheese and yeah.
All right, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the chat.
Yeah, man.
It's inspiring. Keep
Yeah.
it up. For
yeah.
real.
And I'm gonna
It is
hold him accountable. I'm gonna make sure that, you know, maybe we'll get to 2 meals a week, 2 meals a week, vegan or vegetarian.
Well, I feel like lunch is easy. It's
Yeah.
the dinner that I'm
Yeah,
worried
man.
about. All right, Sayulita was a success. I had a great chat with Curt. What a dreamboat. And I scooped up that board, got her strapped to the roof. Check her out. Just gotta get her cleaned up, waxed up, and I'll have her in the water next week. We'll see how she